So April, USA Streetlifting is holding nationals in Washington, D.C. again. The only problem is that that includes squatting, and I cannot squat for shit. Now, I did get this. I got second place out of 2 people. But instead of saying I got last, I'm gonna go around and tell people I got second, which I'm not lying. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another vlog. So today's video is actually not going to be me training, and I'm just going to be talking with you guys. And the reason for that is because one, I'm actually sick. I don't know if you guys can tell from my voice. It's also why I have the beanie on right now, because I've been laying in bed all day and my hair's greasy as hell. And 2, this is my first video I'm making post competition. I just debuted in my streetlifting career this past weekend. So I figured I would just do a video and kind of just talk about my experience at my first ever competition. You know, like what went well, what didn't go well, how am I going to train for the next one, what are my plans moving forward. Just wanted to share with you guys some updates on that. But I just want to start off by saying I had such a good time. So many of you guys don't know this, but I was actually a Division I swimmer in college. I swam for 16 years of my life, and I swam at the D1 level at college. And the reason I started calisthenics was because after swimming, I couldn't find what I enjoyed in terms of athletics, because I didn't really like weightlifting, but calisthenics was super intriguing to me, and that's how I got into calisthenics. And the past 2 years of me training calisthenics, it's been great, don't get me wrong, but it was missing that competitive aspect. An element. I was always training for skills, and you know, it's super satisfying being able to do the skills and seeing myself getting stronger in terms of my relative strength, but I was never competing with anybody. It was just me versus myself, which is cool and all, but as a former swimmer and an athlete, that competition is what really gets me going in a good way. So being able to go to this comp and perform a 1 rep max dip, 1 rep max pull up, competing with people, and just having that great camaraderie and that great positive energy was something I really missed, and I didn't realize how much I missed it until I was in the moment. So that was really cool. So what went great in the competition? So a lot of things went great. One was the people. I met so many great people, got each other's Instagrams. I'm already planning some training sessions with some of them. My lifts were great. If you guys didn't watch my previous vlog, which you guys should watch, I did a pull-up with 127 pounds or 57.5 kgs, and I did a dip with 143 pounds, which is 65 kgs. And I weighed in at 65 kgs or 143 pounds. So I was able to dip 100% of my body weight, which was so sick, because dips have always been an exercise that I sucked at for the longest time. Compared to other people though, my dips were still my weak spot, so I definitely have a long ways to go in terms of being able to get competitive with the dips. But the pull-up was great. I was able to pull up 127 pounds, which is awesome. I PR'd by both by about 7 pounds, so can never complain about that, you know? Another thing that went well is I got a lot of great content. That vlog I filmed yesterday, there's one bad aspect of that vlog, which I'll get to in a second, but that vlog I filmed yesterday was awesome. I did some skills to show off at the end a little bit. I'll throw that on right here. And I was able to, you know, show off a little bit at the end. And I did it pretty well too. I was able to do 1-arm pull-ups fairly clean, despite doing 6 attempts of, you know, your 1 rep max. And the pull-up bars there are really nice. Like, it is not too much to ask for a good pull-up bar. Like, a lot of gyms try to do this whack shit with a pull-up bar, like, you know, rubber on it, or like certain textures on it, or angling the pull-up bar, right? I hate all of that. Just give me a straight metal pole and I'm happy. It's not that hard to make a good pull-up bar, so I don't know what the deal is with the lack of good pull-up bars, but that gym had so many great ones. And you know, the other thing that went really well is just this meet ran really smoothly. It's a very new sport in the US. You know, obviously in Europe it's a way bigger sport, but in the US it is a very tiny sport. So being able to be part of the first generation to help the sport grow is, honestly, it's super fulfilling, and I really enjoy it, and I can't wait to help it grow. Now, there were definitely some aspects of that competition where I could have done a lot better. One, I was way too conservative with my weight increments going up. My last rep of that dip, I'll throw it up right here. As you guys can see, it went up like kind of cake. I definitely had like another 5, maybe even 10 pounds in me, but part of me was just kind of scared a little bit that I wouldn't be able to do it in front of everybody. But now I know to, you know, trust myself a little bit more. Just send it, you know? I've been training hard for this. I've rested up. I can do a lot more than I think I can. So the next competition, I'll definitely be upping my increments by a little bit more and trying to be a little bit more confident. The other thing that I could have done better is my weight management. So I competed at the lowest weight class at minus 66 kgs or 145 pounds. And leading up to like 2 days prior to the comp, I was still a pound over. So I had to do a little bit of a water cut the last 24 hours where I wasn't drinking much water, you know, cutting out the sodium. I didn't drink water in the morning. I didn't eat anything in the morning. And by the time I got to the weigh-ins, I felt awful. I was kind of cranky from the lack of food. My head was kind of hurting because of the dehydration, and I made the weight because water cuts can go kind of crazy. It's the first time I experienced it in real life. But I would like to not do that again. I would like to have my morning not so angry and annoyed. But other than that, the comp went really smooth. The only negative things that I've been saying are just things that I could have done better. But in terms of the hosts of the comp and USA Streetlifting, they did a phenomenal job. Now I did, get this, I got second place out of 2 people. But instead of saying I got last, I'm gonna go around and tell people I got second, which I'm not lying. But this was pretty cool too. I didn't think I'd get anything, you know, but they handed this out to the top 3 in each weight class. My weight class just only had 2 people. But it was, you know, still pretty cool to go up on the podium, receive this. Like I said, it reminded me of like my college swimming days when I would get awards. But moving forward, my plan is kind of undecided. So April, USA Streetlifting is holding nationals in Washington, DC again. And I might do that. The only problem is that that includes squatting. And I cannot squat for shit. So the nationals format consists of muscle-ups, pull-ups, dips, and squat. And I can do those first 3 pretty well, but the squat is where I'm worried about. And that's where most of the points accumulate because it's easier to improve 20 pounds on a squat versus 20 pounds on a muscle-up. So we'll see. But there is another meet happening in New York in August. So I'll definitely be attending that. That one's gonna be 100% attendance for me. It's just nationals. I really gotta think over the next couple of days if I want to do nationals or not. But I will let you guys know in my vlogs, and if that's the case, then I'll be vlogging more of my training. But yeah, guys, thank you to those who have been watching all my vlogs throughout and watched my competition vlog. I really appreciate it. But the next video, hopefully I'll be able to get back to my training videos. I'm super excited to show you guys my skill work and my weighted calisthenics work. And yeah, I see a lot of big things happening, and I'm pumped to do it with you guys. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at the Calisthenics Project to learn calisthenics and get some great tips. And I hope to see you guys in the next vlog. Peace.